Don't wake up like a slave anymore. From this moment on, wake up like a king. The first 10 minutes of your day decide the next 24 hours. Miss it and you lose before you even begin. Most people don't even realize it. They open their eyes and instantly hand over their mind. The phone dictates their focus. The news dictates their mood. The world dictates their worth. That's not freedom. That's slavery. And it happens before their feet even touch the floor. But a king? He rises while the world still sleeps and the silence bends to his command. A king does not bow to noise. A king claims his morning as sacred ground. He rises not because he feels like it, but because he said he would. He does not beg the day to be kind. He commands himself to be strong. And because of that, he leads not just his morning, but his entire life. Today you draw a line because your morning is not small, it is your kingdom. What you do in those first minutes will echo into every decision, every conversation, every reaction that follows. This video is divided into 7 powerful chapters. Each one is a shift you can practice the very next morning. Not vague theory, not empty hype, real actions and reminders forged from Stoic wisdom, but spoken in a way you can apply right now. Whether you are facing family tension, career pressure, or the silent weight of your own thoughts. And somewhere in the middle, I'll give you a gift. One simple tool you've probably never tried, but it can change the way you wake up forever. Let me ask you, if someone filmed your first 10 minutes today, would you be proud of the person on that screen? Or would you look away, embarrassed at how quickly you surrendered? Stay with me, because by the end you'll know why mornings make kings and why slaves stay slaves. And if you want more people to rise with you, hit like now. It's how this message reaches others who need it. 1. Wake up with discipline, not mood. Your first battle of the day is not with the world. It is with your own bed. The bed is the sly flatterer you must guard against. It whispers comfort, but steals your command. It promises rest while quietly robbing you of your crown. Most people fall for its sweet talk. They let the sheets win, and they lose the first battle before they have even stood up. Don't wake up negotiating with weakness. Weakness always wins that deal. Most people wait for the right mood. They think, if I feel like it, I'll get up. If I'm motivated, I'll act. But mood is fragile. Mood is weather. Discipline is the lighthouse. You don't argue with a lighthouse, you steer by it. Look at Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. He doesn't rise at 4 a.m. because he loves alarms or because his body craves pain. He rises because he promised himself he would. While the world still sleeps, he trains. Not for applause, not for vanity. He trains because identity is built in darkness when no one is watching. The muscles are proof, but the real result is trust in himself. Most of us have seen those mornings when parents call their child again and again to get up for school. The minutes slip away, breakfast goes cold, and still the bed holds them hostage. By the time they finally rush out the door, class has already started, and they carry the weight of being late. That scene isn't only for children, it repeats in adulthood. Snoozed alarms, delayed starts, walking into the day already behind. Every delay is a quiet surrender. Every 5 more minutes is a broken promise to yourself. And broken promises, even the small ones, are poison to strength. The Stoics knew this long before alarm clocks existed. Musonius Rufus taught that strength is trained in the smallest acts of daily life. Rise when you said you would, and you prove that comfort has no chains on you. The decision looks tiny, just rolling out of bed, but it's the script that shapes your entire day. Win here, and every decision after grows easier. Lose here, and every decision after feels heavier. Tomorrow morning, test this. Do not negotiate. Do not ask your mood for permission. When the alarm sounds, rise. Feet on the floor immediately. Drink a glass of water to tell your body the day has begun. Pull the curtain wide and let the light strike your eyes. Then say one line aloud. I rise because I said I would. Let your body obey your word before your mind invents excuses. You don't want your child looking at you and laughing. See? Mom, Dad also sleeps in just like me. Lead yourself first, and you'll never worry about setting the wrong example. Remember this, the first 10 minutes are not about energy, they are about truth. If you rise when you said you would, you prove your word has weight. Win those 10 minutes and you step into the day already crowned, while others are still negotiating with weakness. Carry that silent victory forward, and nothing feels bigger than because once you command your body, you command your mind. And once you command your mind, you command your life. 2. Win the first hour in quiet. Noise is cheap, silence is gold. Most people trade their mornings for noise. The moment they wake up, they grab a phone, scroll, swipe, check messages, drown in other people's drama before their own mind has even woken. By the time their feet touch the floor, their peace is gone. If you let the world speak before you do, you've already given away the crown. Silence, on the other hand, is not emptiness. It is space. It is a clean slate where your thoughts can take shape before the world paints them over. The Stoics prize this. Epictetus reminded his students, if you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish with regard to external things. He meant that protecting your inner clarity is more important than appearing busy, responsive, or plugged in. Think of it. Leaders don't throw open their gates at dawn to anyone who wanted entry. They had rituals, guards, preparation before facing the crowd. Yet most of us fling our mental gates the second we wake up, letting strangers, headlines, gossip, and demands march straight into our kingdom. No wonder the day feels chaotic. I used to brag about checking emails first thing in the morning. It made me feel important, but really, I was just announcing that my life belonged to other people's priorities. That's not productivity, that's servitude dressed in Wi-Fi. Here's how you train it. Give yourself 10 minutes of quiet before letting anything else in. No notifications, no background noise, no conversation. When you wake, say thank you. Gratitude is the true beginning. Thank your breath, your body, the chance to try again. That single act of thanks clears the week and sets your mind in alignment. 10 quiet breaths will teach you more than 10 breaking news alerts. Guard that silence like gold, because it is rarer than gold. Next, ask yourself, what energy do I want to carry today? What would the strongest version of me do next? This is not wasted time. It's the sharpening of the blade before the battle. Silence isn't the spa you imagine. It's like being locked in a room with your own noisy thoughts. Awkward at first, but that discomfort is training. Stick with it, and you'll notice the shift. Slower reactions, clearer thinking, calmer words. While others are yanked around by every beep and buzz, you stand steady, untouchable. Guard your first hour like a treasure. If you win it in quiet, you carry peace into noise instead of carrying noise into peace. That shift alone makes you part of the rare 1% who truly lead their mornings. And listen carefully at Chapter 4, I'll give you a gift, a tool hidden in plain sight that can make this silence not just possible but powerful. Don't miss it. 3. Face the day before it starts. In every game, the knight doesn't rescue the princess by walking in a straight line. He has to fight monsters, dodge traps, survive ambushes. And that's exactly why his victory feels glorious. Without the fight, there is no meaning. Life works the same way, yet most people picture their day as if it should unfold like a cutscene. Smooth, easy, obstacle-free. The first bump appears, and they collapse because their mind never rehearsed resistance. Victory without struggle is an illusion. Victory through struggle is power. The Stoics trained for this. They practice premeditatio malorum, imagining difficulties before they came, not to curse themselves, but to blunt their sting. Seneca said, "He who anticipates the coming of troubles takes away their power when they arrive." But here's the twist. You don't just picture the monster, you picture yourself slaying it. See yourself staying calm in traffic, breathing steady during an argument, holding composure when plans break, and still ending the day proud. The bumps don't steal the win, they make the win real. Science agrees. Psychologists call it mental contrasting. When you visualize both success and obstacles, your brain wires itself for resilience. Stress hormones spike less and persistence rises. You're not surprised when life throws a punch, you're ready. Try this simple drill. Each morning, take 1 minute. Imagine today's monster, a conflict, a delay, a temptation. Then imagine your strongest self handling it. And finally, picture the day closing in triumph because you endured. Face the day before it starts. Like the night, expect the monster, leap the trap, finish the quest. That's how you turn survival into glory. 4. Anchor yourself with a morning reminder. Every ship has an anchor. Without it, the waves drag it wherever they want. Most people wake up without one. They roll out of bed, and before they know it, the world has already decided who they are for the day. A rude email says, "You're worthless." A late train says, "You're unlucky." A careless comment says, "You're not enough." If you don't remind yourself who you are, the world will make up a version for you, and you won't like it. The Stoics understood this. Marcus Aurelius wrote daily in his journal, not to impress history, but to remind himself of truth before chaos knocked on the door. He told himself, "You have power over your mind, not on outside events." That wasn't poetry, it was armor. Modern leaders do the same. Oprah Winfrey starts her mornings with affirmations, not because she needs hype, but because she refuses to let the world write her script. She writes her own, first thing. I used to wake up and think, well, let's see what today makes of me. That's like handing your identity to strangers in a coffee shop and hoping they treat it well. Spoiler, they never do. Science backs this too. Neuroscience shows that in the first minutes after waking, your brain is in an alpha state, like wet clay. What you press into it hardens through the day. Anchor yourself early, and the storms of life won't wash you away. Anchor yourself before the world tries to. One sentence of truth, repeated with power, will carry you further than 1,000 chaotic thoughts. And here is the gift I promise you. A compass you can carry every day. Tomorrow morning, take a small card and write one line of truth. That's your compass. And here's how you choose it. If family tension weighs on you, write, "Your noise cannot enter my peace." If career pressure is your battlefield, write, "I move with discipline. Fear has no seat at my table." If self-doubt whispers too loudly, write, "My worth is carved in stone. No whisper can erase it." If you simply feel lost, write, "This day is sacred. I will live it, not waste it." Each morning, before the noise of the world can reach you, read it out loud 5 times. Feel the words echo inside you until they stop being letters and become armor. That card is more than paper. It is your anchor, your reminder, your private kingdom of truth. Carry it like a soldier's token or an amulet passed from father to son, small in size, but heavy with meaning. Not decoration, identity. Keep it close. Use it daily. And when the storms of life come, and they will, you'll already have a compass pointing you back to strength. Because the man or woman who owns their first words of the day owns the day itself. If that compass line hit you, write yours in the comments. You'll be surprised how powerful it feels to claim it publicly. 5. Master the mind before the world enters. Every king sends soldiers to guard his treasure vault. Any intruder who dares to sneak in is dealt with instantly. But you, who guards your vault? Or do you leave it wide open every morning for anyone, anything to walk in? That's what happens when the first thing you see is your phone, your inbox, or the morning news. The intruders are fast and they don't even knock. They storm in and fill your vault with noise, fear, and distraction. And by the time you've had your first coffee, your treasure, your focus, your calm, your clarity is already gone. The Stoics warned us. Seneca once said, "A man is as unhappy as he has convinced himself he is." If you let the wrong thoughts invade, you'll carry them all day. They won't just visit, they'll take over like thieves who never leave. The truth is, your vault doesn't need 1,000 guards. It needs one clear rule. You decide who enters first. Deposit gratitude, not gossip. Discipline, not doubt. Reflection, not reaction. If silence, chapter 2, is about locking the gates, but guarding the vault is about choosing who walks in first. One keeps the thieves out. The other decides which treasures to store. Let's be honest, silence feels strange. Sitting with your own thoughts can feel awkward, even boring. But that's just proof of how long you've avoided your own company. Think of it like training a muscle. At first, the weight feels unbearable. Over time, it becomes strength you can't imagine living without. There was one Sunday morning when I told myself, just 5 minutes of news. But when I finally looked up, it was almost 11 a.m. I hadn't even brushed my teeth. The whole morning was gone, stolen in plain sight. Instead of a weekend filled with energy and sport, I dragged myself through the day foggy and dull, like someone hungover without drinking a single drop. And do you realize this? Protecting those first minutes of your morning is like landing a profitable deal before breakfast. 10 minutes of focus in the morning is real currency. It pays you back all day long. Guard your vault. Before you let the world in, write 3 simple lines. What will I release today? Anger, worry, regret. What am I grateful for right now? A person, a moment, even just breath. What value will I live today? Patience, courage, discipline. It doesn't need to be poetry. A few honest words are enough. Those 3 lines are like soldiers at your gate. They decide what enters, and they keep the chaos out. Remember, if you don't master your morning, someone else will master you. 6. Move the body to activate the mind. Picture a magnificent chariot. The rider holds the reins with vision and strategy. But if the horses refuse to move, the whole thing goes nowhere. That's the relationship between your mind and your body. You can plan clarity, repeat affirmations, even visualize victory. But if your body stays idle, your thoughts grow heavy and stall. Most people underestimate this. They think movement is about fitness, about chasing abs or losing pounds. The Stoics saw it differently. Epictetus taught that discipline over the body trains discipline over the soul. The body is not decoration. It is the proving ground where the will becomes real. Motion wakes up your mind faster than any coffee ever could. Even just 10 minutes of physical movement, stretching, push-ups, a brisk walk, floods the brain with oxygen, boosts dopamine, and sharpens focus. Even Winston Churchill, the Prime Minister of Britain during World War II, understood this. Each morning he took walks in his garden, using the rhythm of his steps to clear his head and organize his thoughts. Those walks weren't about fitness, they were discipline for the mind, a moving meditation that prepared him to carry the weight of his nation through crisis. Your battlefield might just be a crowded office or a noisy kitchen, but if you move your body first, you carry the spirit of a warrior into both. Think about it. Have you ever seen a warrior prepare for battle by lying in bed scrolling memes? Number. He sharpens his blade, he tests his armor, he moves his body. Yet here we are fighting the battles of modern life with stiff necks and sleepy legs. Command your body with this ritual. Tomorrow, before the world sees you, conquer something physical. It doesn't need to be extreme. 10 push-ups, a short jog, stretching on the floor, even a cold splash of water on your face. These are not workouts, they are rituals of command. They tell your body, we move now. We obey discipline, not moods. And notice this hidden edge. Every time you do something physical in the morning, you're not just training muscles, you're building self-trust. Each rep says, I keep my word. Each stretch says I show up even when it's hard. That trust compounds, and it follows you into meetings, conversations, and challenges. Remember, the world doesn't reward comfort. It rewards those who move, who act, who refuse to let laziness dictate their identity. If the body stays asleep, the mind never truly wakes. Move first, and the day obeys you. 7. Rehearse the person you want to be. Think of a musician before a grand concert. He doesn't just show up, hope his fingers land in the right place, and trust luck with the melody. He rehearses again and again until the notes flow like second nature. Now here's the paradox. Most people treat their life with less care than a concert. They step into the world unrehearsed, reactive, distracted, easily thrown off, and then wonder why the performance of their day feels out of tune. Chapter 3 prepares you for what might go wrong, but this chapter prepares you for who you choose to be. The Stoics knew better. Seneca said, begin at once to live and count each separate day as a separate life. Every morning is not just a start, it's a stage. You can either stumble onto it unprepared, or you can walk in already knowing the role you intend to play. Visualization doesn't just make you feel good, it wires your brain. Studies on athletes and entrepreneurs prove that mentally rehearsing success activates the same neural pathways as real practice. In simple terms, when you see yourself acting with courage, patience, or calm, your body remembers it. Under pressure, you don't default to panic, you default to the role you've already rehearsed. Take Denzel Washington, one of the most respected actors alive. Before major roles, he doesn't just memorize lines, he steps into character long before the cameras roll. By the time he's on set, he's not acting, he's being. That's why his performances feel so real. Now imagine bringing that same approach to your life. You rehearse being the father, the leader, the partner, the human you aspire to be, so that when the world tests you, you're not scrambling, you're simply living out what you've already practiced. Most of us already rehearse, but for the wrong part. We replay arguments in the shower. We picture ourselves failing in meetings. We imagine the embarrassment before it even happens. That's like practicing how to lose before the game starts. No wonder the performance feels shaky. Instead, say this mantra slowly, 3 times. I am valuable. I deserve success. I am unshakable. Close your eyes, see it, feel it. Step into the role fully, as if a camera is already rolling. The more vividly you live it in rehearsal, the more naturally it flows in reality. Here's the shift. You are not faking anything. You are training. Just as a musician trains the fingers or an athlete trains the body, you are training your identity. And when you repeat it morning after morning, that identity carves into stone. Don't drift through your days waiting for the world to tell you who you are. Choose the role. Rehearse it. Live it. If you don't rehearse the person you want to be, life will cast you in a role you never chose. But if you do, each morning becomes your stage, and every day becomes your masterpiece. 7 chapters, 7 shifts, each one small enough to practice tomorrow morning, but powerful enough to change the direction of your life. Don't make the mistake of hearing these truths and thinking, nice ideas. They are not ideas. They are weapons. They are anchors. They are blueprints for freedom. If you speak them, if you live them, your mornings stop being accidents and start being your kingdom. The world is always loud, chaotic, demanding. It will always try to rush into your mind the moment you open your eyes. But the first 10 minutes belong to you. Guard them and you walk into the world armored. Waste them and you walk into the world already defeated. The Stoics never promised ease. They promised strength. Epictetus was born a slave. Marcus Aurelius carried an empire on his shoulders. Seneca wrote from exile. They didn't practice morning discipline because life was gentle. They practiced because life was brutal. If they could rise with clarity in such storms, you can rise in yours. Answer me, who will you be tomorrow morning? The one who rolls over, scrolling away their power? Or the one who rises, commands the day, and rehearses the self they have chosen to be? Don't chase all 7 at once. Begin with the one that struck you deepest. Speak it now, then do it tomorrow. Live it tomorrow. Let it carve into you, and then add another and another, until your mornings are not weakness but fortress. Etch these words into your core. My mornings are sacred. My discipline is my destiny. Success or setback, I end stronger than I began. Carry them like armor. Repeat them until they are no longer words, but instinct. Because here's the haunting truth. You will live tomorrow morning, either as a slave or as a king. Only 1% ever choose the crown. Which one will you be? If these words lit something inside you, don't let the flame go out. Share them with someone who needs strength before the day begins. Write the line that hit you hardest in the comments. It will carve it deeper into your own mind. And if you're ready to keep building mornings that belong to you, subscribe and return. Your future self is waiting for the choice you make today.